Oh, you know what sounds really good right now?
What's that?
Popcorn.
Yeah, that does sound good.
You want to go get us some?
Sure.
You too. Go grab your popcorn. The show's about to start.
Here you go.
Awesome.
Hey guys, I'm Lindsay Mills, and I'd like to welcome you to the 4th episode of the Boro. Today, we're talking movies, and I have with me Caleb Sylvie from Real Talk here to just tell us about some upcoming movies. How are you doing, Caleb?
Doing well. Thank you for having me.
Oh, absolutely. All right, so let's talk about the movies that are about to hit theaters. In theaters doing really well right now, at number 1 is The Martian.
Right.
Can you tell me a little bit about it?
Well, it's another space movie that's come out, basically centering around this astronaut played by Matt Damon, who is on a mission going to Mars, and because of a violent storm that happens there, he actually gets stranded, and his team has to leave in order, to get out and make it back to Earth. He kind of gets left there. He's left, like, everyone thinks he's dead. They don't actually know he's there until they receive transmission from him later on.
Yeah.
But at that point, he's got to survive on Mars, on the station they have up there, and kind of using all his resourceful skills that he's learned up to this point. And he's got to use that and survive until the NASA team can actually make it up there and achieve their rescue mission.
Wow, so, brings a whole new level to camping. Camping out on
Yeah.
Mars, just trying to survive. Yeah, okay.
It's actually based on this book that came out a while back. It was actually very successful, very well received, and according to the some stuff I've seen, is very faithful adaptation to this book, thankfully. I'm actually going to go be seeing this movie very soon, so I'm very excited. And trailers, it was not only a great story, great acting, but it was actually a few bits that were actually promising to be like a very humorous film.
Oh.
So it's actually got a little bit more kind of a depth to it. Even though he's stranded on Mars, he's still got his personality. He's still keeping an optimistic mind, keeping lighthearted. So, could add more depth to this character played by Matt Damon.
Absolutely. Well, it's easier to fall in love with a character when they're funny and you can just,
Right.
Relate to them. All right, so next up we have a movie called Steve Jobs. So there's not much question as to what that is about.
Of course.
Steve Jobs, but there already has been a movie made about Steve
Right.
Jobs. So how is this different?
Right. There was a past movie on Steve Jobs played by Ashton Kutcher. Didn't exactly go over that well, but this movie is going to be featuring a A-list actor, Michael Fassbender, who's more of a promising actor than Ashton Kutcher. Let's just be honest.
Okay.
And the story, the Ashton Kutcher film, I believe, revolved more around the origins of Apple, Steve Jobs, how that all got started. From what I've seen, this movie is going to be more about kind of in the middle of his career, about how he gets at the point of his career where he gets fired from Apple, but then he eventually actually makes it back into the company, back into the CEO position. And this film, not only is it going to take place more in the middle of all of that, but it's also going to be more centering around his family relationships, kind of the struggle between his family life and his business life that he's devoted like his entire life to.
Yeah. We have Paranormal Activity, another one.
Right.
So how many even is this? Do we even know?
This is the sixth one.
Okay, well they've stopped
if I
including numbers in
remember
the
correctly.
title because there's so many of them.
Yeah, it's kind of a modern trend to kind of move away from numbers and just do titles for
All
sequels.
right. Well, no end to these movies as of right
No,
now.
it's expect the same old from the series. It's just going to be like, and if I remember correctly, this is also going to be in 3D.
Oh, okay. So a
So
little
basically,
new.
yeah. So basically, what this is telling me is that this film is just going to be gimmick based. 3D. There's going to be jump scares all over the place that are just used cheaply. Don't really add anything to the film. Just there so they can claim that it's scary. It is a horror film when it's not going to be refreshing.
Yeah. Well, if you're into scary movies, then go for it, I guess.
I guess give it a try if you. I guess for a first film, like first viewing, it'll be at least kind of entertaining, if not for wrong reasons.
Yeah. Okay, all right. Well, we have a very interesting movie coming up called Bridge of Spies. Now, there's some big names associated with this movie.
Right.
Who are we talking about here?
Right. Well, first up, we have director Steven Spielberg, which I don't even have to go into that man. He's been around the film industry for decades. He's made his name in numerous blockbusters. He is a veteran, and he's tackling a story that is going to be involving a lot of tension, a lot of interesting points. And it's also featuring lead man Tom Hanks.
All right, a favorite everywhere.
Of course.
Yeah, he's incredible. Okay, well, that's one definitely to watch out for. Okay, and another one we have Spectre. Now, this is James Bond, and
Right.
as I understand, now I've only seen one James Bond movie in my life, but as I understand, they're all very similar, but they're all good. So can you tell me what this one is supposed to be about?
Well, every James Bond movie, I mean, you're kind of correct. It has a little bit of a formula to it. Most of the time, it's James Bond tackling this specific villain in the film, and along the way, you know, he's going to run into some beautiful lady that he develops a relationship with. So,
Of course, save the damsel in distress. You know.
so Spectre is going to be revolving around this kind of this secret organization called Spectre. The Bond villain in this film is going to be played by Christoph Waltz, he's made his name in a bunch of Tarantino films. The most recent one being the Django Unchained. So he's a stellar actor. He's going to bring a lot of depth to this character as a villain that is going to be formulaic, but they always tend to do something unique or different with each one. So it is going to be a solid film.
Okay.
You know, even as formulaic as it is, you can never go wrong with James Bond.
Well, speaking of successful series, there are two major franchises. There are some big movies that are about to come out. First, we have Mockingjay Part 2. What is this?
Well, it's part of the Hunger Games series. It's going to be the final film in the series. It's probably going to be where the most climactic part in this storyline is going to appear. The District 13 is going to be starting basically their full rebellion against the Capitol, this kind of this tyrannical regime in this world.
Yeah.
So this series has been it's been great. There's not really been a film that's just been bad.
Yeah.
But really what it comes down to is what your tastes are.
Yeah.
You know, there's some people that are into the series and they've enjoyed it. They've loved it from up to this point. There's some that this just isn't what their tastes are aligned with.
Yeah.
You know, if you're not really into the Hunger Games, then you're not really going to find much entertainment in it.
Yeah, well, the books had such a huge following, and I think that's why the movies were such a huge success.
Of course.
But speaking of success, Star Wars.
Yes.
They've been gone. I mean, the last time they made a movie was what?
10 years ago. Yep.
Yeah, okay. But they're coming out with a new one, and fans are going crazy.
And rightfully they should. I think this is going to be a revitalization of the series. Like in the prequels are infamous for, being known for taking kind of a step back from what made the series great, the original trilogy so great, the characters, the story. They definitely improved on special effects in the prequels, but that kind of took away from, in my opinion, more important elements to the film. But it appears that J.J. Abrams is going to be taking the page from the old playbook. It seems like they're going to be using more practical effects. It appears that they're going to be more focused on the characters, giving them is more solid personality, more focused around just telling a tantalizing story. It's going to be bringing back old favorites: Harrison Ford, Mark Hamill, Carrie Fisher. But it's also going to be bringing some new faces to the series. Some I'm pretty excited for. John Boyega and Daisy Ridley, who's going to be playing kind of the two new main characters in this The Force Awakens. And from what I've seen, it's just a lot of hype around it, and as I said, rightfully so. There's been a lot of questions as to the story, and it appears to be, the Empire is coming back. It's going to be trying to make, as well as the Sith, they're going to be trying to kind of take back the lost territory that they lost when the Empire and Darth Vader both basically died. In the original trilogy.
Well, I am a huge Star Wars fan, so I cannot wait to see this. I'm very excited to see where they go with it. But there's lots of good movies coming out, and as soon as you decide which one you want to go see, let's go take a look at where you can go see your movies right here in Jonesboro.
Hey guys, I'm Brennan Gurley here with my co-host Lindsay Mills, and we're out front of Malco Theaters in Jonesboro, Arkansas.
We're giving you a special look at where to take your next movie night and a chance to win tickets to the movies you're dying to see.
Don't forget your popcorn and your Coca-Cola, and make sure that your co-host or even your date doesn't have buttery fingers.
I didn't mean to drop the popcorn, Brennan.
Won't be the last time, Lindsay. The theater was built in 1998 by a competitor and was taken over in 2000 by Malco Theaters.
Under new ownership, the theater received a new front facade and started the journey to becoming the Malco we know today.
What do you think about these seats?
The seats are pretty comfortable. I mean, hopefully I don't fall asleep during this movie that you chose, but other than that, it's pretty good.
It's going to be a good movie. I bet you cry.
In 2008, the building underwent a series of improvements, including 3 new auditoriums with wall-to-wall screens, new wall coverings, as well as online ticket ordering and self-serve kiosk.
They also remodeled the lobby and added an arcade and even expanded their concession stand. The concession stand at the Malco offers soft pretzels, pizza, ice cream, and the traditional must-have movie theater popcorn.
And there's 2 concession stands, so you don't have to stray too far from your seat in order to grab a quick refill before the previews end and the feature presentation begins.
And Lindsay, don't forget about the butter for the popcorn.
I will try my best. In 2012, the theater installed 2K barcode digital projectors, along with state-of-the-art digital sound.
You know, the movie Mission Impossible Rogue Nation surround sound is incredible. I think everyone should just come out and see that movie. But before they come and see that movie, I think everyone should go see The Visit.
The Visit. Are
Yes.
you serious?
I'm dead serious. I think it's a good movie. I think,
About Nana and Pop Pop and no. Mm-mm.
I mean, I'm a family-oriented person. I think everyone should go and see their grandparents once in a while. I mean, what's wrong with that, Lindsay?
And risk death in the process.
Well, sometimes it's gotta happen.
Speaking of creepy, you know that the line they say when they turn down the lights and they go all around you.
Right.
The digital surround sound.
It is kind of
It's
scary.
impressive, but it's a little creepy.
Thank you guys so much for joining us on this crossover episode of The Boro and Real Talk and learning about some movies with us. And don't forget to catch the reviews by Caleb on his show, Real Talk, over the next couple of months. And thank you so much for being with us today, Caleb.
Thank you for having me. It was a fun day.
All right, well, go watch some movies, guys, and we'll see you next time.
Are you crying?
Yes.
Why?
I've never been to a movie with anyone. This is so good.